Hey, what's up guys, Movie Maniac here. So, Happy New Year's to everybody. We all had a great year, right, of 2013. So full of good movies and bad ones. But we all had a great year, right? Kind of. With this year's of movies. With this year's of movies, there's some few potential good ones, then there's some that are bad ones. So I'm going to pick out one of my top 5 worst movies of the year. Now, the reason why I'm doing a top 5, not top 10s, because, well, I was so smart enough to stay away from bad movies. Even there are some movies I was forced to go and see, and I'm just like, ugh. So, and then I saw it, and I'm like, pfft. So, yeah, don't really have that much bad movies I watched this year, but 5 is a good amount. So, yeah, and I got a list of it on my iPod, so I can just open this up here. Okay, so before I go on, let me just say I'm wearing a cap again. Oh yeah. Now throughout November to December, I was wearing a ski hat and a Santa hat. I mean, I wear a Santa hat on every December, but on November I wear a ski hat instead of like my cap because actually the funny thing is I am such a huge fan of Breaking Bad that I even dressed up as Walter White, and I'm not kidding here. See this picture right here? Yeah, I shaved my head. I'm not kidding. I shaved my head. And I am working on a Breaking Bad review. I just gotta watch the final season, but I haven't got to yet because it's not on Netflix yet. So yeah. Anyways, so back to our top 5 worst movies of the year. Here we go. Number 5, Oz, the Great and Powerful. I was really hoping this movie would be good. I mean, just looking at the trailers, it looks amazing. I mean, it's colorful, it's pretty, beautiful, the visuals looks very cool. I think James Franco could be good, Michelle Williams and everything. I thought it would be a great movie, but unfortunately it was a big letdown. I mean, mostly what I really hate is the first and third act. Like, it was completely boring. I just didn't care for this movie. I mean, and also the actors are not that great. Michelle Williams, she was a big disappointment. James Franco, he was trying very, very hard, but man, he just doesn't get it right for this movie. And there was a lot of comedy in this movie that I thought that was just pointless. I mean, there was some of them that were funny, but then there's some that just like, did that really just needed to be there? I don't know. So yeah, that was a big disappointment. That was a big disappointment that I really hoped for. It was going to be a good movie. So yeah, Oz, Great and Powerful, not so great and powerful. Number 4, Now You See Me. I thought this would be a cool movie too. I mean, again, just like Wizard of Oz, look at the trailers. They look so cool. It's about magicians robbing banks. Come on, that kind of sounds like the coolest idea, right? No, it's not. In fact, I was so lucky enough not to see this movie in theaters. I mean, at first I was hearing people's reviews. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just wait till it's on DVD. And then I did, and then it's on DVD, and then it was boring. It was boring. I mean, there was a lot of action in it, but then it just feels all cluttered in. Some of the actors aren't even that great. They were, like, bland. Like, Jesse Eisenberg was bland. Elsa Fisher was bland. Woody Harrelson was bland. Even Michael Caine was bland. I mean, I love Michael Caine. He's such a good actor, but he was bland in this movie. The only thing that saved this movie is Morgan Freeman. And trust me, he always saves a bad movie. Just because of him, he's so cool. So, yeah, Morgan Freeman was good, but everybody else was bland, and the action was bland. Everything was bland and boring, and there was this twist in the movie that I didn't care for. I mean, and it was cluttering and confusing. It was so hard to follow. Like, you gotta watch this movie a couple times to, like, get the story in your head. But I only watched it 2 times, and I gave up in the middle of 2, because it was boring. So, yeah. Oh, and speaking of Morgan Freeman, the next movie, number 3, Oblivion. Now, at first, let's look at the trailer. I thought the trailer was absolutely boring. I mean, sure, the visuals are pretty cool and looks pretty, but then, again, I stayed away from the movie theaters because I thought it would be that bad. And yes, it was that bad. And if you remember my review for Oblivion, I just hate it. It's just another simple boring Tom Cruise action movie. Well, except there's not that much action in this one. This one tried to be like so cool with the sci-fi and everything. I mean, I'll give it credit for cool visual effects, but oh my gosh, the script was just boring. The whole thing was just boring. Tom Cruise is just Tom Cruise. I don't really care for him. Yeah, not a good sci-fi movie from Tom Cruise. But again, just like Now You See Me, Morgan Freeman at least saved this movie. So it's not as terrible with Morgan Freeman. So, yeah. Number 2. Now, I really wanted to put this one up at number 1, but the number 1 was absolute worst. And this one, I had to give this one a chance because it had cool visual effects. After Earth. Now, again, the visual effects are very cool, but I meant like, they do look cool for a minute, but then at second they'll be like, it'll look like a video game cutscene or something like that. But yeah, as you expect, this movie was boring, and I love well, this is directed by M. Night Shyamalan, and I love his movies. Like The Sixth Sense, that was a classic. Unbreakable, that was so cool. Signs was a very interesting movie. Not great, but pretty good. But now M. Night Shyamalan is just failing now with all of his movies. I mean, since like Last Airbender, I just like, oh my gosh, how could they screw up a good cartoon and make it a live action movie and just make it more screwed up? This guy really this guy really needs to stop with his twist. I mean, at first when M. Night Shyamalan was going to make this movie and I saw the trailer, I thought the trailer was kind of boring, but I would give this one a chance too, because I'm just thinking to myself like, you know what? M. Night Shyamalan has been doing a lot of bad movies lately, but maybe this won't be as bad as Last Airbender. Maybe it won't be terrible, then boom. Boring terribleness. I mean, it's bland, it's boring, and I am so disappointed within Will Smith, because there's not a lot of Will Smith. I mean, Will Smith just sits there and just talks to his son, played by Jaden Smith, which he is not a good actor, and not the right age, and everything. He's just, I don't know, Jaden Smith is not a good actor. Let me just point that out. Jaden Smith is not a good actor. I mean, seriously, me and my friend were watching the movie, and we were just making fun of how bad Jaden Smith is. Yeah, and I'm so disappointed in Will Smith, because whatever Will Smith stars in, I really like him in, like, movies. I mean, even if it was bad, like Independence Day, which I didn't think was that bad, but it was just, like, a cheesy movie, Will Smith was incredible. But then they had to screw it up here. I mean, he plays this emotionless guy, which I hate that kind of character, like, who's emotionless. I mean, the right character who's emotionless is a robot. Like Lance Harkin from Aliens, or Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator. That would work for an emotionless character, but as a human, though, it's boring. Completely boring, and Will Smith is just boring. So, yeah. After Earth is just terrible and boring, and I think I just gave up on M. Night Shyamalan now. Yep. Now, whatever his name is on the movie, the audience is just going to stay away from him. So, number 1, the most boringest, the worst movie of the year. The Host. Now, at first, I thought this movie was going to be cool. I mean, I saw the very, very first trailer with the eye thing. And, you know, there's like alien, and they talk about aliens and everything. I'm like, okay, this will be a really, really cool movie. No! It was boring. I mean, first of all, the book was written by the same crappy writer, what's their name? Stephanie Myers, who also did the crappy books on Twilight. And now we got ourselves some Twilight with aliens. Don't ruin this for me. Come on. Alien. Oh, come on. This is so boring. I couldn't stand this movie. Everybody was just sitting there all like, lovey, love, love. You know, it's boring. I mean, you know, it's boring. It's bland. The script is just, the way it was written, it was terrible. There was nothing interesting I liked about this movie. This is like the one I just really hate this movie so much. It was just bad. Just terrible. So, yeah. The Host. That's mine. One of the worst movies of the year. So, yeah. So, my last question today is, what is your least favorite movie of the year? Comment that down below. Check out my other videos. They're really cool. Like and subscribe. Like my page. Email me what movie review I should do. See ya.